In Veliaht, what happened on the wedding night has created a fracture that can never be repaired. That bloody finale wasn't just a dramatic end of episode moment. It felt like a milestone that pushed the entire story onto a completely different path. And now, in the upcoming episode, the real confrontations finally begin. The trailer makes one thing obvious from the very first seconds. This time, no one will leave anything unfinished. Not revenge, not pain, not rage. Everything is about to grow bigger, and the cards will be reshuffled. People are no longer moving by the old rules. Everyone is blinded by emotion, and even the smallest move can become a spark that sets off new bloodshed. On Korkut's side, we can clearly see that things are spiraling out of control. The more trapped he becomes, the more dangerous he gets. Because there are people who, once they have nothing left to lose, turn into something harsher, more ruthless, and completely unpredictable. Korkut is being pushed into exactly that place. The pressure closing in on him, the circle tightening around him, everyone turning into his enemy. These things are awakening a monster inside him. And the most terrifying feeling the trailer gives is this: Korkut is no longer trying to save only himself. He has entered a mindset of, if I'm going down, we're all going down together. Meanwhile, what Timour is experiencing is on a totally different level. Timour feels the weight of questioning eyes on him. People wondering how he and his mother managed to pull Reyhan out of that hell. Because there are still dark gaps in the story. Reyhan's rescue, Timour's reunion with his mother. It looks like a miracle, but miracles often come with a heavy price. The questions surrounding Timour keep growing, the shadows multiply, and it feels like he could slip up at any moment. And Korkut is watching closely, searching for that weakness. Because his goal is no longer just revenge. He wants to weaken Timour, make him look guilty in everyone's eyes, and force him to kneel. But in this episode, Korkut is no longer facing just one enemy. This is where the trailer becomes truly explosive. Timur and Yahya, two men from different sides, two men who clashed in the past and never found it easy to trust each other, now meet at the same point. Because they share one truth: this story will not end until the people who hurt their families are held accountable. And until the Korkut nightmare is removed, no one will be able to breathe. So the trailer is telling us, Timur and Yahya are no longer alone. The impossible is happening. A major power is uniting. And this alliance is not just a simple agreement. It's a declaration of war. They both know that ending Korkut alone is nearly impossible. But if they move together, they can hit him right at the center and end him for good. That's why they begin building a shared plan. And this plan is not some ordinary ambush or capture attempt. It's deeper, more strategic, and designed to remove Korkut completely, so he can never come back. In the trailer, we can feel that this plan is finally starting to work. It's like every piece is falling into place. For the first time, Timur and Yahya are walking in the same direction for the same purpose. You can almost smell victory in the air. You start to think, all right, this time Korkut is finished. But in Veliaht, just when you believe the nightmare is over, a new one always begins. And that's exactly what happens again. Because right at the moment everything seems under control, one piece of news flips the entire situation upside down. The victory that was about to be celebrated gets stuck in everyone's throat. The hope on their faces collapses into fear. The truth Timur and Yahya learn is so heavy that even a moment of silence says everything. Zaro Aga is in Korkut's hands. And that's the detail that locks the entire plan, freezes the power, and even forces Rage to hesitate. Because now the issue is no longer only revenge. Now the issue is a life. Zaro Aga's life becomes Korkut's strongest weapon. And this is where the trailer drops the most painful question into the viewer's heart. Is Zaro Aga's life more important, or the revenge everyone has been waiting for? That question is not easy to answer. Because even when revenge feels necessary, sometimes the heart says, not like this. And when the person in danger is someone like Zaro Aga, everyone will be divided. One side will say, Korkut must be finished or more people will suffer. The other side will say, if we lose Zaro Aga, what will victory even mean? The upcoming episode will take place right in the middle of that dilemma. And this is exactly Korkut's strategy. To save himself, he uses a life as a shield. The moment he realizes Timur and Yahya's alliance could end him, He strikes back and hits them in their weakest spot, their conscience. Because Korkut knows something very well. No matter how fearless Timur and Yahya become, risking Zaro Aga's life is not easy. That's why this episode won't only be about action. It will be a serious psychological war. Will Korkut's hostage weapon be enough to break Timur and Yahya's plan? Or will they still make the final move and destroy him no matter the cost? Will Zaro Aga be saved? Or will this rescue attempt lead to an even greater loss? The trailer warns us to prepare for a breathless battle, because surprises will hit one after another. And that's exactly why once the episode airs, everyone will be talking about one thing: Timur and Yahya becoming partners in fate. If they walk together, Korkut really can be finished. But the Zaro Aga truth twists everything into a knot so tight that trying to untie it could make the chaos even worse. Every step taken in the next episode will not just be a move, it will create consequences that cannot be undone. It's clear that in this chapter of Veliaht, the era of words is ending. Now comes the era of action. One side is burning for revenge, the other is ready to burn everything just to survive. And we, as viewers, are thrown right into the center of this massive reckoning. Even the line between right and wrong becomes more blurred with every scene. The only certain truth is that the more trapped Korkut becomes, the more dangerous he will be, and no one will be able to predict what he's capable of. If you feel the excitement of what's coming, let's follow this confrontation together. Because in this episode, one side winning will mean the other side loses everything. So what do you think? Will Timur and Yahya finally be able to end Korkut for real this time? Will Zaro Aga be saved? Or will Korkut once again slip away and turn the game in his favor? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this episode is going to be unforgettable.